One of the keys to safe driving is safe following, following 3 to 4 or more seconds behind the vehicle ahead. Many drivers object that safe following will significantly increase travel time and will increase danger because other drivers will just cut in. In this wise driving tip, we'll check out these objections while driving 5 miles in fairly heavy traffic. How much will safe following delay our trip? 1 minute? 30 seconds? 3 to 4 seconds? And how many vehicles will cut into the open space ahead of our vehicle? 3 vehicles? 7 vehicles? Or too many to count? Let's check it out. You see the red car in the left lane and the SUV ahead of us? Let's start our trip maintaining 3 to 4 seconds of following space behind the SUV. Let's check our following space at the shadow next to the white sign. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. We're 3 to 4 seconds behind the vehicle ahead of us. Note that in this road segment, both lanes are traveling at about the same speed, at about 40 miles an hour, which is the speed limit. This vehicle on the left is passing us, and we expect it's going to accelerate ahead until it's tailgating the vehicles ahead in the left lane. Now the second vehicle on the left is cutting in front of us, but is quickly accelerating away from us, so we are able to maintain our safe following distance. At this point, the vehicles in the left lane are actually going below the speed limit and slower than the vehicles in the right lane. Sometimes this causes vehicles in the left lane to then want to move into the right lane like this vehicle just did in front of us. But once again, because we're a safe distance back, that vehicle quickly accelerates away and we have a safe following space behind that vehicle. Now the vehicle that cut in front of us about 40 seconds ago has moved back to the left lane. See the 2 red cars in the left lane? Let's check their progress later. Now the second vehicle ahead has moved into the right lane. Let's check our following space at the shadow. 1001, 1002, 1003. We're 3 or more seconds back. The light is green. We're checking left and right. Looks clear. The vehicles in both lanes are traveling about the same speed through this corner. The vehicles ahead are stopping for a red light. During this segment of our trip, we have traveled 1.3 miles and 3 vehicles have moved into our lane from the left, and then one of those vehicles moved back to the passing lane. The vehicle that was initially in front of us is now 3 vehicles ahead of us, and the 2 red vehicles in the passing lane are close to us as well. The light has turned to green, and the vehicles ahead are starting to move away. We're letting them accelerate slightly faster than we're accelerating. We'll check our space at the intersection. 1001, 1002, 1003. We're going about 25 miles an hour. The vehicles are continuing to accelerate ahead. Now we're at 35 miles an hour, the speed limit, and we have plenty of following space. Vehicles in both the left and right lanes are tailgating, but we have a safe following space behind the vehicle ahead of us. The silver vehicle has moved in front of us, and the vehicle ahead of it has at the same time moved back to the left lane, so we are still 3 vehicles behind the vehicle that we initially started following. Now the other black vehicle ahead is moving back to the left lane, so we are 2 cars behind the vehicle we were initially following. We're well back behind the vehicle ahead as it accelerates away from us. Now the vehicle ahead is braking and it's making a right turn at this intersection, so we are now behind the car that we initially started out following several miles ago. The vehicles ahead are moving away from us. Now a 5th vehicle has cut into the open space ahead of us and is quickly accelerating away as well. There are a lot of cars in the left lane, and they're all very close together as they approach this next intersection. The vehicles in the left lane are slowing, so we're cautiously going by them. A sixth vehicle now is moving into the open space ahead of our vehicle and is quickly moving away. That vehicle just illegally crossed a solid white line approaching the intersection and is now cutting back into the right lane, and the vehicle that was ahead of it made a right-hand turn at that intersection. As we come to a stop at this red light, we are now 2 vehicles behind the vehicle that we were initially following when we started our trip. The light is green. We're letting the vehicle ahead accelerate slightly faster than we're accelerating to achieve a safe following space. Now the brake lights are on. Looks like that vehicle is going to make a right turn. There it's turning. And now we're behind the vehicle that we were initially following. The traffic ahead is all bunched up in both the left and right lanes. A lot of tailgating going on, but we're nice and safe and comfortable following a safe distance behind the vehicle ahead of us. The vehicle ahead is braking, slowed for the vehicle ahead of it that just made a right turn. But that braking was no problem for us because we're following a safe distance back. The silver vehicle ahead is signaling for a right lane change. It is moving into the right lane ahead of us and is quickly once again accelerating away from us. At this point, 7 vehicles have moved into the open space ahead of our vehicle, but none of them have caused a problem for us because we were following a safe distance behind the vehicle ahead of us. As we slow for this light, we are now 2 vehicles behind the vehicle we were initially following. We are speeding up this segment of video to 8 times normal speed because in this 1.7 miles, no one cuts into the open space ahead of our vehicle. At this corner, the car ahead will be turning to the right, and now we are once again behind the vehicle that we initially started following about 5 miles ago. Let's check our spacing at this telephone pole. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. We are 4 seconds behind the vehicle ahead. For the past 5 miles, safe following has only delayed our trip for 3 to 4 seconds. During the past 5 miles, 7 vehicles have cut into the open space ahead of our vehicle, but in every case this did not cause a problem for us because we were following a safe distance behind the vehicle ahead of us. 3 of those 7 vehicles cut back into the left lane, and 4 of the vehicles made right turns off of our road. But none of these lane changes or turns created a hazard for us because we maintained a safe following space ahead of our vehicle. This concludes our wise driving tip on safe following. As we noted earlier, many drivers object that safe following will significantly increase travel time and will increase danger because other drivers will just cut in. However, during the 5-mile trip we just made together, we saw that safe following only delayed our trip by a few seconds. And during our trip, 7 vehicles cut in front of us, but in every case, our safe following space allowed them to quickly accelerate ahead, allowing us to maintain a safe space ahead of our vehicle. Thank you for riding along with us, and always remember that wise driving saves lives. Be a wise driver.